Hey YouTube. Hey YouTube. That's fucking stupid. What a stupid intro. Hey gamers, readers, non-readers, illiterates alike. Anyway, I wanted to make a video that I love seeing other people make. I also want to read more, and I feel like if I put the effort into talking about what I'm reading, what I want to read, and then also starting to talk about what I have read, I feel like I will read more because I've put so much effort into it. Anyway, all that's stupid. I'm gonna talk about the books that I'm currently reading. I'm holding one of them. I'm playing with one of them right now. The books that I want to read, and then also the books that I've read recently. I haven't read a lot of books recently, so that list will be shorter. But it's really not that long of a list in general, because like I said, I haven't really been reading. But yeah, so starting with what I'm currently reading, I'm currently reading The Captive Mind. I don't have all of these, or I don't have all the books that I want to read, but I do have all the books that I'm currently reading, which is good because then I can read them. But yeah, so I have The Captive Mind by Czeslaw Miłosz. Oh man, I think I butchered that. But anyway, so I got this book for a university class, and I didn't read it, or maybe I don't know if I got this book in particular or if I just knew about this book from that class, but I didn't read it for a long time. I also bought it used, which I think you should always do. But I bought this used, so it has a lot of like annotations already in it. And at first, I thought this was me. But then I don't think I've had a pink highlighter until like way after I bought this book. Also, some of the, no offense to the previous annotators, some of the stuff they write, I'm just like, that's stupid. Also, some of the stuff they've highlighted, I'm like, because like they'll highlight something and then right below it will be a bar that I think is so much better. So I'm like, are you highlighting that to like before? Doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm reading this and I wish I could explain what's happening. It's not fiction. It's nonfiction. It's, what is it? I would say philosophy. I think philosophy is the only correct answer. A lot of the times in the front of the book, it will tell you the genre that it's published under. But I'm either dumb or I'm not going to take that much time looking for it. Oh, okay. Poland, intellectual life, communism, Poland. Yeah. But yeah, so it's more of a philosophy book in general. And it's really good. His insights are really interesting. Even if I don't totally understand them all the time, they're really interesting. And I'm excited. I'm reading it. Duh. But yeah, I'm on chapter 4. And again, I wish I could explain what's happening, but I can't. But yeah, next book. Okay, next I'm reading Mistress of Lies by K.M. Enright. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of a disappointing read so far. I'm not super excited about it. I'm not like not excited about it. Like I'm not like dreading reading it. Like I'm going to finish this. This is also a pretty big book. Like a pretty big book. Certainly not as big as some others, but it's kind of a big book. I think it's only like 400 pages. And then like a bonus one, book, like either chapter or book, and I will not be reading that probably. But yeah, I'm kind of disappointed about this one. I bought it, I impulse bought it, which has always hurt me in the past, and it's not bad. It's just my gripes are the prose, which unfortunately I'm always going to get a bitch on the prose because I'm so picky. But the prose is very, like, fan fiction-y. Well, maybe they haven't written fan fiction in their life, but it sure seems like they've either written fan fiction or read a lot of fan fiction. And not that, like, fan fiction is not valuable or not that it can't be literary, but it just doesn't... It just reads kind of like a fan fiction. So, that being said, it just sounds like... It's less... The writing is less adult than I think the subject and stuff wants to be, if that makes any sense. But yeah, kind of disappointed with this so far. It's okay. Okay, our next book and the last book that I'm reading right now, like actively reading, is Women Who Run with the Wolves, with a bunch Myths and the Stories of the Wild Woman Archetype. This is really good. Oh, by Dr. Clarissa Pinkola Estes. Doctor, she has a PhD. Super insightful. I haven't finished it yet. As you can see, I'm like can you see that? Can you see where my bookmark is? I have like a little bit left to go, but a little bit. It's still quite a bit. I've been reading this for a really long time because I just kind of pick it up when it calls to me, and then I put it down when I don't want to read it anymore. But yeah, this is a great book. I haven't finished it yet, but I do recommend it to like any woman that I see because I think it's relevant to the identity of a woman, specifically if you grew up, like, if you grew up, well, it's not genderized, socialized, if you grew up socialized as a woman and you still identify with womanhood, I don't know if it's as insightful to our trans kings. I don't know. But certainly someone who grew up being socialized as a woman and still identifies as a woman. Yeah, I don't know. Was that weird to say? That might have been weird to say. I didn't mean anything by that. I was just thinking it's, like, very particular to the, like, experience. Actually, I kind of take that back. I definitely don't think it's just for, like, people who grew up socialized as a woman and then still identify as a woman. Because I'm thinking about it, it's like, yeah. Anyway, I think it's for basically anyone. I don't think that men, very manly men, will find a lot of this insightful to their specific journey. But, I don't know, there's a lot of cool things in there. I don't know, I'm a woman, so I can only speak for being a woman. Okay, and then moving on to my to be read, my TBR. I mean, I have like a long list, as most people do. And I only have 4 books with me that I own, and then I have some written down that I want to get from the library. Some of them I don't want to purchase because, like the fiction ones, I don't want to purchase because I've just been burned way too many times buying books I don't really know anything about. And then the nonfiction books, I think I want to eventually add to my shelf, but I think it would just be better for me to borrow them before I buy them, especially if like they end up not being like very helpful or interesting to what I'm trying to study. Anyway, okay, so my first one is The Evolution of Beauty by Richard Prum, I don't know. And I did technically, a lot of these I technically am reading, or like I have a bookmark in, but I'm not reading it, and I stopped reading it like so long ago that I'm not actually reading it. This is one of them. I started reading this like, honestly, probably like 2 years ago. I started reading this 2 years ago and then never finished it because I liked the idea of reading it. I felt so smart. I'm like, oh my god, I'm reading like about the evolution of beauty. Like, doesn't someone want to talk to me about this? No one did, because I didn't know what the fuck I didn't know what I was reading. Anyway, I'm getting really interested in beauty and aesthetics, so I thought that this book would be very helpful in that study. So this is one of them. I don't know if this probably won't be in order. Knowing me, I'll just pick the one that intrigues me when it intrigues me, and then I'll add it to my reading list. But for right now, she's just beat up and sitting on my shelf. But that is on there. The next one is The Last Unicorn by Peter S. Beagle. Okay, so this is a reread. I have a couple of rereads on here because they are I'm rereading it with the intention of studying it for other projects, specifically writing, which makes sense. So The Last Unicorn, again, is a reread, and it will probably be on the top of the list because, one, it's relatively small, and also I love this book. I'll talk more about it when I go through like my recently read, because I did actually pretty recently just read this, but I want to read it again because I love it, so I'll just talk about that later. The next one is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. Also a reread. I gave this 4 stars, and I don't know why. Like, I do, because like I remember finishing it and being like, there's just something missing. And I think I'm actually stupid. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to reread this and be like, yeah, no, you're stupid. Like, this is a 5-star. Because, like, I think about this book. I think about the way that Naomi... Is it Naomi? It might be Naomi. Miss Novik. I think of how Miss Novik writes, like, how this specific book is structured. And, oh, sorry. I just think about this all the time. I like this book a lot. I don't know why I gave it 4 stars. But we'll see. Maybe I'll feel the same. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to reread that, and I'm excited for when I do. Also for my my upcoming projects that I'm planning. Juniper and Thorn by Ava Reed. Also love this book. I did the same exact thing where I'm pretty sure I gave it like 4 stars, and I think it was just for the reason of like something was missing, but I don't know what I don't know what I was on about. I don't know what I was talking about, because I also think about this book a lot. Like, I think about, what the fuck is her name? Marlinkin? I remember I never knew how to say it in my head because I'm American. I'm so terribly American and boring. So yeah, I'll have to actually look that up for when I'm going to reread it. But yeah, I love Juniper and Thorn. Really good book. So it's a reread, but I do want to reread it. It's on my TBR. The next one is Octavia Butler's Dawn. She's really beat up. I did get this used, so I didn't do all the beating up, but I did most of it, unfortunately. So yeah, I also have a bookmark on this one. This is another one of, like, technically I'm reading it, but I'm not, because I just took too long to get back to it. And I don't know if other people experience this when they read Octavia Butler, but I just have to trust her so hard until, like, about midway through the book. And since this is a series, I don't know if that will happen to me. I'm already starting to get it. Like, I'm already, like, I understand the world, but also I took such a big break that it's now going on the to be read and not the currently reading. I love Octavia Butler. I think eventually I want to reread Fledgling, and I'm always rereading her Bloodchild, like her collection of short stories, Bloodchild. So Bloodchild and other stories. I'm, like, always rereading that. I love Octavia Butler. I love her writing. She's such a queen. I fucks with her. I fucks with her art. And then the last of my physical ones that I have, all these are fiction. Oh wait, no, I have one more. Oopsie, I forgot to add that though. I have a lot of fiction because I like reading fiction, obviously. And a lot of my library books are nonfiction because that's the only place I will keep a nonfiction book, I guess. Yeah, so the last fiction one that I have is The Selection by Miss Kiara Cass. Certainly an older one, a YA. I never read this series growing up, and this is another one of those, like, technically I'm reading it, but I'm not reading it anymore. This one I really could just pump out probably in, like, a day or two, because one, it's YA, it's not that big, and the writing is really simple because it's YA. But yeah, so this is just fun. Certainly not something to be taken seriously. Maybe I'm just reading this because I can't read The Hunger Games right now, because everybody wants to read The Hunger Games, and I get it, because Susan Collins just released whatever the new one is, but she just released a new book, so I get it, but I'll read this, and maybe I'll read Veronica Roth's Divergent in the meantime, but whatever. Okay, and the actual last book that I have is Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth. I forgot that I had this book, I'm not gonna lie, and this will probably just add to my list of, like, I pick it up when I feel it, when I feel like I should. I like Eckhart Tolle a lot. I like the way he explains things and says things. Very, like, I don't want to say cold. That's not, like, the right way, because I don't consider this man cold, or, like, his writing cold, but his approach to truth is certainly, like, it's pretty blunt, very, like, I hate to be, like, very manly, but he's going to tell you how it is. He's going to tell you how it is, and he's going to do it in a way that you might not understand until you've been, like, journaling for, like, 5 years. That's what I experienced. Some other books, I have to pull up my list. Hold on. These first 4 are part of my interest again in the beauty and aesthetics. So the first one is Filter World by Kyle Chayka, Chayka, Chayka. Hitler and the Power of Aesthetics by Frederick Sports, I believe. Spots, sorry, I can't read. The Beauty Myth, How Image of Beauty and, read The Beauty Myth, How Images of Beauty Are Used Against Women, Naomi Wolf. And then finally, Fearing the Black Body, The Racial Origins of Fat Phobia, Sabrina Strings. Sorry, I'm doing my best. So those 4 are on my book. I had Filter World I'm, like, keep putting off on hold because there's, like, one other person reading it right now, but also more people have started to, like, put it on hold after me, so once I get it, I'm gonna have to read it. I don't really know much more about these. I have heard the Fearing the Black Body book, so Strings' book, and when I saw that come up again, I was like, oh, that's relevant. Yeah, the next books on my to be read are all fiction. I think one of them might not be. I don't know enough about it. I literally just, like, know I want to read it. The first one is Long Live the Pumpkin Queen by Shea Earnshaw. I don't know. Sorry. So I absolutely loved The Nightmare Before Christmas when I was growing up, and this was, like, I don't even know, like, what you would call it, but, like, there was no merch when I loved this movie, and now there is. But anyway, so before there was merch, I was a fan. I loved The Nightmare Before Christmas, and I also loved this other, like, very sketchy, non-endorsable webcomic where Jack and Sally were together. Of course they were. So yeah, anyway, that is all to say, I ate this shit up. I ate anything from The Nightmare Before Christmas up, and I specifically loved Sally. Like, Sally was if we go back to like kins and shit from like Tumblr, like I don't think I would kin her, but she certainly may be a contender for that position. All that is to say that when I saw this book, I was excited. I was really excited, and despite my excitement, I did not want to buy it because like I've said, every time I have bought a book lately without knowing anything about it, I've not only been burned, I feel like I don't even know. I feel like I've been like nuked or something. Like I just the level of like disappointment and pain that I feel from buying books blindly nowadays is just it's bad. It's bad. Like fucking Oppenheimer level of like war crimes. Anyway, so I didn't buy it. I just put it on my library list. And I also listened to the audiobook. I think not even a full page. Not even a full page. This is no disrespect to audiobook lovers. I'm not about to shit on audiobooks as a whole. But this specific audiobook, I did not like that the narrator was putting on the voice of Sally, which I know sounds so stupid. So stupid. Because I'm pretty sure it's told from Sally's point of view. So you would think, like, you would want someone to put their whole, like, voice acting pussy into it, you know? I don't think I'm gonna be able to say that. Put their whole voice acting, like, I don't know, essence or whatever into it. But I didn't like it. It really annoyed me. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to read it instead. And just from what little I already, like, had heard, the writing felt like everything else I've been reading. I also want to make it clear, I don't think this is YA. Like, I don't think it's, like, adult. Like, it's not, like, I don't think there's gonna be, like, graphic sex scenes. There probably will be. Honest to God, there probably will be. But I don't know. But yeah, it just felt really juvenile. And also, like, Disney, with the way they treat their IPs, I'm just not playing with this one. Anyway, that was really long-winded. Moving on. So yeah, Long Live the Pumpkin Queen. I'll get to it eventually. I might end up buying it. Even if I hate it, I might end up buying it just for, like, just to have it. Just to have it. Okay, the next one is Martyr by, I'm so sorry I will pronounce his name stupid. I'm sorry. Martyr by Kaveh Akbar. I'm almost positive I said that wrong. I'm so sorry. Despite my ignorance of how to say names that are not, like, Stacy or, like, Kaylee, I'm so excited for this book. It's not, like, at the top of it. I think it's something that I'm overhyping too much. Not that I think it's not going to be good. I just think I'm overhyping it too much. But yeah, I'm very excited to read it. I saw some of the prose, which it looked really good. And it was recommended to me, like, multiple times. So, yeah. Okay, and then the next two books and the last two books on my, like, current to be read, to be whatever, are both recommendations, not to me personally, from Lexi, aka Newly Nova, on YouTube. I love her, and I want whatever she loves. Parasocially, fully parasocially. I know she's, like, a stranger on the internet. I like her vibe a lot. Anyway, the first one is Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater, and then The Soul Bears Its Teeth by Joseph Andrew White. Half a Soul, I'm not really in a rush for either of these. I think I would rather read The Spirit Bears Its Teeth before Half a Soul, because Half a Soul, like, it looks good. I don't like Regency stuff. Like, am I lame? Am I awful? Like, I think I might be missing an opportunity, something I might actually really love, but I don't really like Regency stuff. But then The Spirit Bears Its Teeth. What specifically drew me to this is based on Lexi's recommendation, or not recommendation, but, like, her review, is that there's, like, I think that she, like, gave, like, not a trigger warning, but, like, a warning, like, if you're not into this, like, might be a little too much for you, and that's what made me want to read it, is that it had body horror, like, good description of body horror, and it is YA. I believe it's considered YA. Anyway, so it has, like, good, allegedly good description of body horror, and if that is true, then that will be good to know that this author can do that well, because in future projects I want to be writing body horror. So I want to see how other people do it, and if he's good at it, then cool. Okay, so then finally what I've read recently, a little catch up. It's really, my list is so small of what I've read recently, which is why I'm doing this. So The Last Unicorn, she's back, she's giving. I would like alternative covers to this. I just bought this because I really wanted to read it, and I didn't want to go hunting for, like, a collector's edition, but, like, everybody manifest that I get a really cool edition of this book. Okay, thank you for your thoughts and prayers. So I read this recently, amazing book. I grew up loving the movie. I love the movie my mom showed me. Oh my god, thank you, Mom. And I have loved. I have like an iron grip on this right now. I love this movie. And then I hate to say it, but it was almost rude of me to read the book. Not because it's bad. Oh my god, not because it's bad, and not because it makes the movie bad, but it almost does make the movie pale. You know? There's such thematic richness. Let me try that word again. There's such thematic richness, delicacy in this book that just can't be translated to a movie limited by money. You know? Like, I think if we had an infinite budget, we'd be fine. But we don't. So, it just, despite all the strengths of the movie, I think the book is just so much thematically stronger. But yeah, no, the movie's still amazing, and the book is amazing, and it has some very, like, potent scenes, potent scenes that emphasize the theme that, like, I think about and have thought about a lot ever since reading it. So I'm very excited to read this one again. Also, this type of fantasy is perfect because it's non-specific or like non-period specific fantasy. So it's just like whatever, but it all feels very natural and very believable. So I think that's really cool. The next book that I have with me that I have read recently is P.D. James's Cover Her Face. It's the first of the Adam Dalgliesh mysteries from James, but I don't know if it's her first mystery. But yeah, this was a Christmas present. I really liked it. I don't really think I like elements of mystery. I do love I like mysterious undertones. But when it came to like reading a whole mystery, I think I'm stupid. Like I think I'm just actually too stupid for this. Not even because like you have to solve it before they do. Like that's not why you read a mystery. Like I think it's well done. This is a very well done mystery. I just think that I'm stupid, and I don't think I'm like willing to read. I don't think I'm willing to read this type of description. That's also a taste thing. Like I don't always love like walls of description, but it has like a purpose in a mystery. So it feels rude to be like, I didn't like how descriptive it was. It's like, well then you'd be a horrible detective. I also honestly I like the characters more than anything in this book, and I was just hoping that Deborah would kiss Adam Dalgliesh or whatever his name is. I was hoping that they would kiss. They don't. At least not in this book. They might kiss in another book, but not this one. And then the last book, which I don't have with me, so I'm just gonna hold a different book. Never mind. None of these books are bad enough to represent to even be a stand-in symbol. I read Jasmine Maz's The Blood of Hercules, and I made a whole 2.5 hour video about it and how much I hated it, and that will never see the light of day. One, because it wasn't particularly good, which is okay. Also, my boyfriend said I looked like Amberlynn Reed. So, not only did that kill any chance of that video seeing the public light, it also killed any self-esteem I had. So, there's that. Anyway, yeah, I hated Blood of Hercules. It was bad. I'm glad I borrowed it, so I'm glad I don't have it on me. Yeah, I hated Blood of Hercules. I hate Jasmine Maz, and she's not even involved, but also I hate Rebecca Yarros. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Okay, so that is the end of my TBR, what I'm reading, what I want to read, and what I have read. I'd like to make these monthly. Ideally I make them monthly. Who knows what will happen? Because one of my goals this year, one of my many goals this year, is to become a better read person in general. So that means diversifying what I like to read, and then also deepening my interest in things that I already know I like to read. And yeah, I'm trying to read more nonfiction. I'm trying to like study, so I'm like trying to like track my interest and then read material in that realm, because I used to do that a lot as a kid. Like I would ask, well, this was not a great example, but I remember I loved the movie Corpse Bride from Tim Burton. What I really liked was the aesthetics of the movie. What I really liked was the visual taste of the movie. But I really liked that movie. So I asked my mom to take me to the library, and I very excitedly asked her if we could find every book about corpses. That obviously didn't happen. But yeah, so I used to do that all the time. So I'd like to get back to that. But yeah, I would love to know anyone else's book recommendations or what they're reading or what their goals are. I don't know. I hope everyone's year is going okay despite whatever's happening. And yeah, I hope that you get to read lots of good books and bad books. And if you have a particularly bad book that you hate so much, let me know what it is. So maybe I'll also read it and hate it with you.
I love you, beach. Now go slay the day.